Good morning, students. This is Arvind Dobrial, and you all are welcome to the e-learning portal of Cambridge International School, Daswa. We are reading the supplementary reader, that is Footprints Without Feet, and the chapter that is going on is The Hack Driver, written by Sinclair Lewis. Today we will complete this chapter. Before reading further, let's have a quick recap of the chapter so far that we have read in our previous video. So far, we have read that the narrator of the story explains that after completing his graduation, he started working with a famous law firm in the city. He was working as an assistant clerk there. He was not very happy with his job of serving summons because sometimes he had to face harsh situations while serving them. One day, he got the task of serving summons to Oliver Lutkins, who was a key witness in some case. He lived in a small town named New Mullion. The narrator was very excited to visit the small town that was also very beautiful, but his excitement ended by the dull appearance of the town. He saw a hack driver standing at the platform who was very cheerful and nice. He went up to him and inquired about Oliver Lutkins as he was new to the town and wanted to find him. The driver told him that Oliver was a nasty man who owed debt to many people. He also cunningly extracted information from the lawyer that he needed Lutkins for some court case. A deal was cracked between both. He decided to hire Bill's hack and go on a search for Lutkins. Bill somehow trapped the lawyer in his story and they visit different places in search of Lutkins. He always asked the lawyer to stay behind. They go to Fritz to catch Lutkins while playing poker. But he tells them that he has gone to Gustav's for a shave. At Gustav's, they were not able to meet him and were told that someone saw him at the pool room. Here also somebody said that he left the pool room after buying cigarettes. Now, after the quick recap, let's read the explanation of page number 50. The clerk asked Bill about having lunch. He offered to buy lunch for both of them from the restaurant. Bill replied that there were only 4 restaurants and none of them were good. He said that he would get food from his wife. Bill also suggested the clerk to buy a food parcel from his wife as he had to pay only half a dollar, which was far less than the price of the restaurant. He also suggested that they both go up the Wade's Hill, which was a nice place to view while they had their lunch. The narrator says that he knew that Bill was not helping him, but he was earning from him. He was getting paid for the 6 hours he spent with the clerk, even the lunch hour during which they were sitting idly on a hilltop. He was comfortable with this because his law firm would bear all his expenses. So he felt it to be a dishonesty on his own part. Anyways, he was happy to get the company of such a cheerful person like Bill. While they were sitting on the hilltop, they saw beautiful grasslands and the streams flowing through them. For the clerk, they were very beautiful as he was also a villager and did not like the city life. Bill told him everything about New Mullion. He explained everything and everyone in such a way that he felt like everything that happened in front of his own eyes. He told him about his minister's wife who would sing so loudly in the church whenever she was under debt. This means that she prayed to God for her problems. Then there were some college boys who would dress in such a fancy way, and the lawyer's wife who always failed in her attempt to make her husband wear both the collar and the tie on the same day. The narrator says that Bill's knowledge of his village was so good that it made him love the small town of New Million. He says that now he knew almost about everything of that. Bill knew nothing about colleges and cities, maybe because he never got the chance to visit these places. But he knew everything about the villages and small towns as he had done different type of jobs at these places. He got his ideology of simplicity and cheerful nature as a gift by exploiting these places. He, he tried to build faith in the narrator that they would surely catch Lutkins. Both of them left the beautiful fields and restarted their search mission. At last, Bill forced one of Lutkin's friends to admit that Lutkin had run away to his mother's house, which was 3 miles away from New Million. So both of them prepared to drive to Lutkin's mother in order to find him. Bill told him that he knew Oliver's mother because once he took the delivery of a trunk for her. She treated him very badly as she was very angry for not taking proper care of her trunk. He described her physical appearance that she was 9 feet tall, 4 feet thick, and compared her quickness to that of a cat. He added that Lutkins must have come to know that they were searching for him. That's why he had run to his mother's place in order to hide himself. He also suggested that the narrator should let him deal with the mother as he doubted that the clerk would not be able to extract the truth from the lady's mouth. When they reached the farmland, they found a heavily built, cheerful old lady. Bill went up to her with guts and introduced himself by saying that he was Bill Magnuson and also told her that he was searching for her son Oliver. To this, the lady replied by shouting that she knew nothing about him. Bill got a bit strict with the lady and said that they had been through tough and confusing things, and then introduced her to the clerk by saying that he was a person appointed by the court. He also said that they had got the legal right to search her house to find Oliver Lutkins. The clerk was happy as he was getting due importance from Bill, and even the lady seemed impressed by him. She went into the kitchen and both of them followed her. To their shock, she took out a hot iron from the stove and threatened them to burn. She laughed when they stepped back due to fear. The reaction of the lady was so horrible that Bill murmured to the clerk to leave the place. He agreed that the behavior of the woman was very rude. Yet they managed to search the whole house, including the outhouse and the stable. As it was a single story building, so they managed to search the whole of it and could not find Lutkins. As the clerk was getting late for the train, therefore Bill took him to the station. While the narrator was heading back towards the city, he did not yet regret his failure in delivering summons to Lutkins. Rather, he was happy. He was still thinking about Bill Magnuson and felt like going back to New Million and start his practice there. He felt a certain kind of attachment with all the villagers, such as Fritz and Gustav, whom he considered humble and very wise neighbors. He He imagined a life which was honest, simple, and joyous, which was not experienced by him in the boundaries of his university or law firm. He was so happy that he felt as if he had got some kind of treasure and had found a new way of life. Though the narrator was not so worried about finding Lutkins, but his firm was. The people there got very upset on hearing that he was not able to serve summons to Lutkins. He was insulted by being called shameful and useless. He felt that it was his last day in the office as his career was about to end. The narrator's chief was very angry with him. He treated him so badly that the clerk felt as if he would murder him. Not only this, he also suggested to him that he was better for the job of tilling a drain or something. He was again sent to New Mullion with a man who had worked with Lutkins. The clerk was feeling bad not for what happened, but because he would miss the chance to be with Bill. When the narrator and his new partner reached New Mullion station, they saw Bill on the platform. But to his surprise, Bill was talking and laughing with Lutkin's mother, whom the narrator compared to a tigress for her rude behavior. He then told his partner that it was Bill, a nice man, who helped him search for Lutkins. But he was surprised by the answer given by the companion that the man who helped him find Lutkins was none other than Lutkins himself. The thing that pinched the narrator a lot was that both the mother and son were laughing at him when he served Lutkins with the summons. Not only this, they requested him to join them for a coffee at a neighbor's house because they were the only people left in the village who had not seen him yesterday when he was searching for Lutkins. Now, dear students, I am going to conclude what we have read today. Today we have read that Bill described Lutkins as a cunning and guessed that he must have gone to graze for a shave. In the afternoon, Bill offered him to buy lunch from his wife as it would be less costly than at the restaurant. They had lunch at Wade's Hill, which was a very beautiful place. By that time, the clerk was totally impressed by Bill's nice and cheerful behavior. He had even started comparing village people to the city people. Later on, they went to search for Lutkins at the mother's house on the basis of the information derived from one of his friends. There, the lady was very horrible and they hurriedly left the place as she was about to attack them with a hot iron rod. At last, the lawyer had to leave without serving summons to Lutkin. Next day, he was scolded badly by his chief and was again sent to New Mullion with a companion who knew Lutkins. Upon reaching the station, the clerk happily pointed out that Bill was such a helpful person to him search Lutkins. At this time, the truth was revealed by the companion that the hack driver was none other than Lutkin himself. The clerk felt so bad and ashamed of how he had been fooled by a villager. Now, on the basis of your understanding the chapter, there are some questions for you. I hope you will do all these questions by yourself. So, till the next class we meet, take care of yourself and do studies.